brought to you by Lister Pros TV, streaming from Tempe, Arizona. And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Cathy Wolf. Good morning, Facebook. Jordan Nielsen here, host of Real Estate Pros on Lister Pros TV, and today I am out here in Tucson, Arizona. Beautiful Tucson, Arizona. I really like this town out here with Cathys Wolfson of Coldwell Banker.
Hello.
Welcome to the show,
Thank
Cathy.
you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy day. We know as realtors we're really busy, so thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join me here at Guild Mortgage. Another shout out to the sponsor, Guild Mortgage, for providing the location and the green screen and all this and the lighting. You guys did a fantastic job. But anyways, we'll give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself. How long you been in real estate? What interested you in becoming a real estate agent?
Well, I'm with Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. I'm in the Foothills office near La Encantada. I've actually been in selling real estate since the early 80s. I started real estate working in the office on weekends answering phones in college.
Oh, wow.
So it was a long time ago, and it's a weird story. My family owned the company, which was Tucson Realty, and my uncle ran the company. He did not know I worked there, so
Oh, really?
yeah, I got the job behind his back, and we kind of
And
tricked
you were
him.
like you were making the calls and stuff like that?
Well, no, what we did is we'd answer the phones. So we always, and especially at Coldwell Banker, we always have somebody on the weekend answering the phone for calls. We have a receptionist there. So I was a weekend receptionist in college. And back then we did not have cell phones. We did not have the internet. I had to file all the listings in 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom books. They would get delivered daily. So I also came in during the week to
So there are books
file.
for different size homes?
For
Is
the
that-
2-bedroom homes, the 3-bedroom homes,
Really?
4-bedroom homes, north, central. Remember now, Tucson was not as big then, and I had to come in on the weekdays, a few days a week, and I would pull listings, the solds, out of the books. I would, expireds, put new listings in, whatnot. So that was my first job, and I had to get a hold of the agent via pager. And that's
the beep. Were there beepers?
that was a
when you
beeper.
started?
That
There
was a
the
beeper.
beepers?
Pager's a beeper. I'm a little
Nice.
older than you. So then
Then they would swing by a call or
you had to go
what are
to
the payphones?
You had to go to a payphone. You had to have quarters and go to a payphone. So when I started real estate, that's what I did. I had my beeper on my belt, and always got my calls, and I'd try to answer my calls as soon as possible.
So amount of work completed in 2018 versus with a cell phone versus 2000 or in the 80s.
Right.
You can probably do 5 times the amount of
You do,
work.
You do a lot more work, and we work later. However, back then we delivered offers. We presented them in person. We
Really?
don't do that as much anymore.
that's-
We presented them we go to somebody's house.
And then
at
there was
night.
fax machines and
That was even before fax
Before faxes.
machines.
Wow.
So we had to
you would
telegram.
show up at
If it's out of state, it was a telegram, and then we would Federal Express the contract.
Really?
So, and the contract.
So if you're making a offer on the house down the street, you would show up and knock on the door. Here's an offer for your house.
Well, no, you go to the listing agent. So
Oh,
if I was a
gotcha,
buyer,
gotcha.
call the
That
listing
makes
agent.
sense.
We would all meet together, and I would present it to the seller usually.
Oh,
That
so
was the way. We'd sit down at their house maybe at night.
Really?
And yes, and sometimes they'd have to discuss it, and I'd have to go out in the hallway and wait and see if they were going to counter.
It obviously was a little more work to present an offer. So,
it was.
So
It was
the agents
fun.
probably weren't getting bombarded with so many offers now.
No.
There's a lot of lowball cash offers and all these things in the marketplace now.
I've been in many cycles, so I was in the early 80s. It was a flat, very flat kind of, not like we had in the mid-2000s, but it was a very flat market. And so we didn't have a lot of multiple offers. We had a lot of inventory, so we didn't have that much competition either. But it was really fun. It was very fun to go present offers in person and figure out how you wanted to represent your buyer or seller. Actually, back then we represented the seller. We did not represent the buyer either.
Really?
So yes, so it was a little different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how okay, so fast forwarding it 2018, what are the biggest differences between when you started and then today's real estate agent?
So I did take 9 years off to have babies in between all that, but the internet was the biggest game changer. And the second biggest thing, I wonder if you can guess what that is.
The internet and the fax machine? No.
Photography.
Oh, photography.
Photography was a big game changer because we can preview, we
that
can
is
present
true.
our houses. When I was having my babies, I was called by one of my fellow agents, and she said, guess what? Digital photography is going to be the next big thing. It's going to be huge, and it was. Think about it, it's huge.
Yeah, I still remember like I think it was in the late 90s when my uncle came over to my house and he had like the first digital camera I've ever seen. It was probably like 0.05 megapixels, but I was like, wow, like what?
It was a big deal.
But now we've come such a long way. But yeah, photography, being able to preview the homes without and kind of eliminating like, oh, I'm not going to go see that because that doesn't meet what the buyers are looking for, you know?
Right. Now when I represent buyers, they've already been looking online. We've been talking online. They've seen listings. They've seen the photos. Sometimes they send me the list. In the old days, I used to prepare 6, 7 houses, 5 houses with the parameters, and then we go look at them. And I'd have to preview and whatnot. Nowadays, we've already been talking. We already have a list together, and the buyer's much more proactive, and they like it. They really like it.
So what's the role in having professional photography and subpar photography on the listings?
I love professional photography. You can see in the windows. It's crisp and clear. It shows the house. You can tell when you look online what's a professional photo versus not. They may have a dog in the photo. They may, there's just their silhouette in the bathroom mirror is really common.
And the big flash.
And you can tell, and it will not present a house very well at all.
So as an agent, from the buyer perspective, do you feel like buyers are like the ones with bad pictures a lot of time, or the ones that they're sending you over to, I want to check these out? A lot of them are you finding that a lot of them have more professional photography so they can get a good feel for it, or is it still like a mix of both, bad and, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when the buyer's eliminating houses that they want to see online and they're telling you.
If they're getting towards their final stages, it won't matter because they're looking at a specific area, but the beginning stages, the professional photography, they'll eliminate some of the other ones if there's a lot of property that is not the professional photos.
Sure.
You can tell they'll head right to that first.
So you've obviously been in the real estate industry for quite some time. What advice would you give to somebody we know that a lot of people are getting into the real estate market. It's pretty hot right now. Well, what advice for success would you give a brand new agent starting in 2018?
Well, so if you're looking at Coldwell Banker, say for instance, I'll just use that because that's what I know, that's a good example. We have a mentor program, get somebody to mentor you. It's very important to have a mentor. Utilize the tools, look at the tools. We have several different tools to use for prospecting and whatnot. Make sure you utilize them, find what works for you. Not everything's gonna work for you. Be yourself, totally be yourself. If you laugh a lot, laugh a lot. Just don't feel like especially if you're young and you wanna look older, be yourself. It's okay if you don't have a lot of experience. You will get it. You'll have a mentor. You can use that to your advantage that you're going to work very hard for your buyer or seller. So be yourself.
And if somebody wanted to reach out to you, so that's some great advice, just to be yourself, because as time goes on, it's a lot easier to, instead of trying to fake something that you're not, than that you were yourself in the beginning, that you'll find more long-term success in that. So if somebody's watching this right now and they wanted to ask you some additional real estate questions, maybe around Coldwell Banker or whatnot, or if they're interested in buying or selling a home right now, how does somebody get a hold of you?
Well, they can call me on my cell phone, which is 520-548-3417, 520-548-3417. And my email address is my formal name, which is a Catherine with the C, Catherin, .Wolfson, WOLFSON, @azmoves.com. They can call our office at Coldwell Banker. That's 520-577-7433.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for taking time out of your busy day, and we will see you guys on the next
Thank you.
episode.